Yo, 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 yo. So, hey, I wanted to go over a trade that kind of shows you guys um, really the importance of swing trading and things like that. I know we trade a lot in the room, and people get really in the habit of selling everything for a two-penny loss and selling everything for five-penny gain. I see that all the time in the room, and it's really hard to get big results. If you go into that mentality where you're just trying to scalp everything, and there's certain markets where that's really the only thing you can do, and then there's certain times where you really want to hold things and swing and go for home runs because you can double up your accounts. You know very quickly sometimes in 1 or 2 months when you're doing them right, especially what I want to show you is how the method of really scaling up and adding to a position and making it bigger and going really for an exponential home run. And BLTI was one of the classic cases I was thinking, because I remember seeing this and it dropped 10 cents in the day we bought it, and so then everybody sold it, even though it was far above our stop still. But everybody got shaken out, and of course, I just had my mental stop, and it never hit. So I just rode the thing because we had a pretty much a perfect chart. So what I liked about this chart, right? This stock, I mean, it's been running since under $1, right? And you can tell this is a breakout stock, right? Because you can see every time there's a breakout setup, right? The stock actually breaks out perfectly, and so that's what you're seeing here. In the action on this stock, you can see every time there's a setup, this thing just this thing really goes, and so that's awesome, because that means this is a trader's stock, right? And so that's something that we want to see over time, because those are the type of stocks that you want to play in, because they give you the opportunity to really hit some home runs. You can see here, pretty much every time it's going to go, it's going to go. And so this is stock, that we had on our radar for a long time, because, we were playing this big breakout. And then, as what's typical is, after a stock has a big breakout, it's going to have to pull back a little bit. And usually stocks, in a Momo market, they like to bounce off the 20-day moving average. And so that's what we saw here, was this big pullback right to the 20-day moving average. And just because something pulls back from the 20-day moving average, doesn't mean necessarily that I want to buy, but it does put something on my, put a stock on my radar. And so, the minute it kind of pulled back and tapped this and it held, I had this stock on my radar, and I could have probably just bought it this day, but, I wanted to wait for a little bit more confirmation and get a setup going. And so, essentially, after I'd done that, I'm just watching this stock, and I'm watching, and I'm kind of just waiting for it to kind of give me an inkling of a setup here, and now I'm starting to see it. And so, that's what I'm starting to see. I'm starting to see signs that maybe this thing's about to go. And so, what ends up happening on a stock like this is, finally, on the 31st, when I'm scanning, I'm like, okay, man, if this thing can really kind of get over this 5 level, it could definitely break out, right? And so I want to. I want to start getting into the stock, or start nibbling, because we can see here that the 20-day moving average is holding, and so this is proving to be support so far. And so what we do the next day, right, is we buy right around 495, 494. It was a low volume day, so the stock kind of spiked up a little bit, to like about 510, and then after that it kind of just faded the whole day. And so what ended up happening was we had a market reversal around sometime, after it hit 510, and the stock just started fading. And so you can see here that what ended up happening was that it faded right back into the 20-day moving average. And so, there was really never any reason to sell, right? Because it's still above our stop. It pulled right back to the 20-day moving average, and then it actually bounced and it closed pretty well, and it ended up closing at 497, which is exactly where we bought it. But it did give us a scare of 20 cents or so when it started pulling back. But as you can see here, there's just no reason to sell. And so that gives me the inkling that this stock is, support is holding, that at some point this stock is going to go. And so, we're holding it, we're holding it, we're holding it. And then you can see the next day, it tries to make a run again, and then it fades, and then it closes red on the